Okay, good afternoon, gents. Hope everyone is well. Just checking, can everyone hear me okay? It's alright, for some reason it's showing as muted. Just give me a quick word if you can hear me okay. Okay, so 24th of April. Hey Chris, how you doing? Can you hear me alright, Chris, can you? Just want to check. Can hear you. Brilliant. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Right. Let's have a look. So I passed another evaluation, which I traded earlier on today. So that will take me up to 7 PAs, which is brilliant. I'm really pleased with that. And I'm also about $50 away from a payment on one of them. $60, something like that. So all good at the moment. Everything's working fine at the moment. So no news today. We had some medium impact news around about the 1:30 time, but it was there. Didn't really do anything. You may say that red bar was part of it, but realistically, I don't think it was. So started off, seemed to be ranging. I don't think there's any channel there really. We had a channel down, channel up, channel down, and I mean literally we had a channel down. It just bounced through off the bottom. So let's see what happens. So market is due open in around about just over half a minute. So let's see how we get on today anyway. So it's Wednesday, I believe. Wednesday? Yes. Excellent. Okay. So I have reloaded my historic. So let's have a look at this. Okay, market is going to be open any second now. And there we go. Okay. Speedy, how you doing, buddy? I'm just going to check we got nothing which may stop us here. I don't think so. No. Okay, that NQ. It's all right. I'm just looking whether to go long if we get any type of an opportunity. I'm not sure because, excuse me, we have got some support there. So whether that's, I mean, it looks more like a range on the NQ. We'll see anyway. We'll keep an eye on that. That's unusual. The NQ has just pushed up and bounced. This thing's coming down. Oh, it's coming down now. Okay, that's fine. That's a bit unusual, that is. We seem to be making lower highs. So we got a leg and a leg. Whether we're just retesting this area and coming down, I don't know at the moment. But it's just Seem to be making sort of smaller and smaller, didn't we? Okay. It looks like a nicer range on the NQ. We've pushed up and we've made 2 more attempts with a big bearish bar, so I think this is probably going to come down some more. It's a little bit clearer as a range. Yeah, I'm not sure about that at the moment. Possible second entry short. I'm just staying out of this at the moment. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. There is a second entry short, but I'm staying out. Seems like a healthy range. Yeah, we're just making sort of lower highs, aren't we? So we're not getting up to the tops. So I'm not quite sure what's going on here. But yeah, we're clearly going sideways. There's no argument there. Trouble is, oh, it's all right. I'm just waffling a bit, I think. So we've got a channel down with a break. Are we going to make a new low? Are we going to retest this? I just don't know what's going on at the moment. Yeah, it is. Bearish bias, yeah. Trouble is, even if we get a higher low or something, you don't really want to go long, do you? Because there does seem to be something that's stopping it from going up now. Whether it's there or whether it's there, and we've just popped out of it. I'll put it there for now. But I mean, normally in a range, when you come off the bottoms, that's you want to be going long. But see if we can get a lower high here, because we do seem to be turning around about this area. Big bearish bar there. See, looking quick glance at this NQ, we've had a bit of a breakout the top, so if this comes down, it will, I expect it to come down. So if we can get a lower high here, that would make sense. We've got a channel with a break. Hopefully we trap some longs and this comes down a bit. So if you'd have taken that bearish bar, it's triggered you. It hasn't stopped you out yet, so it's interesting to see whether it's gonna or not. Okay, there's a failure there. Now, is that going to get, are the longs going to get trapped here or the shorts? I wouldn't want to be going long here. Not for any reason, bar we seem to be struggling to get up. So let's see if that traps that. Sorry, let's see if it stops that bearish bar or it takes out the long. Okay, so that's, maybe we are coming up now. Let's have a look. come above here now, haven't we? So I don't know. Maybe it's just how it is. Mind you, we've come from these highs down to the bottom. We've come up here and we haven't got to the top. So maybe we've just come down and retested these and had another go. So maybe that wasn't a bad trade. I wouldn't have taken it because it's a little bit unclear at the moment. It's hard to know because obviously we do seem to be making lower highs, so you don't know whether that's the sort of the top, and we're going to come down. But there we go. Anyway, best thing to do is to stay out of it, I think, at the moment. It's a bit too early to start jumping in at the moment until I figure out what the hell's going on. So we got a leg and a leg. Yeah, I'm just not sure what's going on at the moment. Michael, how you doing? 10,000 tick wedge pattern. I'll have a look in a minute, mate. So I don't know whether there's anything there or not. Possibly. Let's have a look. 10,000 tick chart. Are you on about 10,000 tick chart on the ES, are you, bud? Or NQ? Let's have a look at the ES. Yes. 10,000 tick chart. Yeah, so it does seem to be something there, doesn't there? Is this going to go up some more, or is it going to fail here? So we've come down, we've gone up once, twice, three times. So I thought we may sort of get like almost like a triple test here and come down, but this doesn't look like it's ready to come down to me. What was it doing yesterday? I'm glad we've got above this finally, because if we're making lower highs, it's just, the trouble is when you trade a range, it's so nice when you get the odd day where it tends to close at the same part, at the same top and bottom, but depending on what we're doing, and obviously we close at different places. Okay, little channel with what looks like a small break and a bearish bar. It may not be. It almost looks like a bit of an overshoot, but it does touch it sort of 3 times there, so maybe it's not an overshoot. So I'd probably say that's possibly a small break with a new high. Whether we have another new high, I mean, we've got a little bit of resistance here, and often this happens. We pull in from other highs or lows and then go sideways. So whether this will continue down or not, I don't know. Actually, I'm not convinced that is a break now. I've gone from that bottom bar. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a bit unclear, that is. It's probably better to assume. I tend to assume it is. But maybe it isn't. Indy, how you doing, buddy? So I'm just sitting tight at the moment. I'm not in a hurry to go long, really. It may work, but we do seem to be finding we've had this initial push up this morning, well, overnight, and then we've sort of hit an area here and we've dropped in, and we do seem to be going like this. So last time we were up here, we came back down. So whether we'll have another attempt or whether that's a break or whether that's a break depends how you look at that chart, really. So I'm not in a hurry to go long. You may get trapped there. I don't know. It could go up or it could come down, but it's not clear for me at the moment. I'm not really sure. You know, we really want to be hitting this a few more times, really, before I start to get faith in it. I mean, you could take that as a lower high, maybe trapping this, but I'm just staying out at the moment because that could trigger you and it could push up. So there could be sort of like multiple traps there. It hasn't stopped off that. It hasn't stopped that bar out yet. So, well, thanks. Trading cash account. Good for you, mate. Want to make sure I can make money even prop firms don't go out. Don't say that, mate. Don't say that. That's one of my biggest fears, that is, that the prop firms disappear. I can't see it. I can't see it. There's a lot of money to be made, and I really can't see it. But it is concerning, isn't it? Well, concern is a strong word. I don't necessarily think it's concerning, but when you start feel like you're getting somewhere. I suppose that's one of your fears, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I've got 6 PAs at the moment. I passed another evaluation earlier, so I've got another one going live tomorrow, so I'll have 7. I'd like to get up to 10. I think that's where I like to be, and then whatever I get on top of them, what I'd like to do in an ideal world is have 20 and trade them separately, 10 and 10. That way, God forbid, if anything goes wrong, at least you're only losing half of them. I just couldn't live with myself losing 20. I'll be throwing myself out the window. So I don't know what's going on here. Maybe we have had a small break. Let me have a look. See, really, well, I don't know. I really couldn't tell you whether I think it's going to go up or down. For me, I don't know, it's 50-50, depends. If you've already had a break here and pushed up, that bearish, we pushed above there, and then we got a bearish bar there. Sometimes I think if that doesn't get stopped out straight away, then I think we got more chance of coming down. But you just never know. It depends how traders are looking at this. See, it's not straightforward. You know, sometimes we tend to think all traders are looking at exact the same chart, but obviously every time you adjust that, you either change it from ticks, more ticks, less ticks, minutes. These charts just change. So there is possibly a higher low there. I'm staying out of that because to me there's a small channel there, so it may trigger you and then it may come down and make a new low. I'm not saying it's going to, but it could do, so that's enough reason for me to stay out of that. If I'm looking at on the NQ, I've drawn this channel. Whether it's a channel or not, I don't know, but we've been up here before to this level, same sort of distance, and we came back. So this just doesn't look to me like it's going to continue on at the moment. Now, I could be wrong, but obviously we got to look at what you think and make a judgment call. So that higher low there has triggered. There's not much room to the highs, and we have already been up here before and come down, so that may trigger you and turn into a second entry short. I haven't got a clue whether it will do or not, but it's enough for me to just not get involved in a trade there. I mean, we've been up here before, haven't we? And okay, so that has worked, but I'm not interested in that. It's just too risky for me. Yes, it's a higher low, but the context just doesn't feel right for me at the moment. I've done that before, gone long there, and it's triggered me and come down and made a new low from this because we have, as I say, we have already been up here before. Now, whether that's, you know, whether people are looking at that and thinking, okay, top of the range, I'm not going long now. What is it? You know, it's you know, it doesn't really matter either way. But if that's your thoughts, then you may not go long there. So I'd just rather stay safe. To me, it's a bit risky, I think. How far has it gone? So if you went a tick above there, let's say there, you may have got 2 points or you might not have done. To be honest with you, it's risky. I'd want to be out by there, and this is no space. I'd want to be out by these tops, really. So if you went a tick there, you've barely got a point and a quarter there, so it's just too risky, that is, for me. So, well, do you think we've had a break of this and a new high now? So I'm just going to bring that out a touch. I don't think it's actually that bad. I think you could probably say it fits, especially as we've had a breakdown and a new high. But you've just about got 2 points there, or had you? I can't remember. So if you went a tick above there, let's say there, maybe not. If you got in right on the nail, you'd have got, you may have done. Tick above it, you may have done. It's just, it's way risky, to be honest with you, especially now this is coming back. There may be a larger channel there. Let's have a look. The reason I say that is because it fits nice there. I don't know whether there is or not, but there certainly could be. So we pushed up initially, then we had 2 legs back, and we have been going sideways really. So it's a possibility. Whether it's likely or not, I don't know, but. No, that's not. No, scrub that idea. So channel break new high. This looks like it's coming down to me. Let's see what happens here, because there is some support there. You can see it there, you can see it along there, and obviously we've got that midline as well. Two-minute NQ chart. In fact, I had it here before before I changed that to the before I changed it to the 10,000. Yeah, we're pulling back, aren't we? There is a lower high there, but I'm not going short into that midline. Whether it'll work or not, we're only at the EMA. Yeah, okay, maybe it's work, but it's still risky that going short, I think. Okay, well, it's clearly working. My concern was looking on the NQ. This kind of looks okay as a channel. So going short into that, I don't know. I'm still a bit unsure as to what's going on today. I know it's ranging clearly, but well, my cryptos finally had a pump yesterday. H bar. What's it up now? Been holding on to that for months and months. What's it up? 43% today. It was up about 80% actually. I really like that crypto. I've read good things about it. Must have been adopted by BlackRock or something happened yesterday, didn't it? Or the day before yesterday. Hey Sam, how you doing, pal? How are you getting on today, mate? Let me have a little look. Where are you? Okay, so you've taken some trades, haven't you, today? Have a look. So you took that one, didn't you? I don't think that's a bad trade, actually. I stayed out of it initially, but clearly trapping some shorts. What else have you taken? That one. Yeah, Trigger Jet and that one, I think, didn't you? Did you take that one? Okay, so you're up 2-1. So you hit your payment. Good on you, mate. Always nice to hear that. I'm about $50-$60 off a payment. I am. I've reduced that to just one contract. No point in pushing it as a. I passed another evaluation earlier as well, so I should have 7 tomorrow, which is the most I've had actually. The payment will cover any payments, yeah, I'm getting that. Yeah, it seems that way, mate, doesn't it? It seems that way. I will say I don't feel completely out of control anymore. I used to, when you lose a trade, one trade wasn't too bad, but when I lost trade, I'd go into complete panic mode. Yes, I am, mate. Well, 6 at the moment, but 7 tomorrow. Yeah, I am. I mean, in an ideal world, what I'd like to do is get up to 20 and then trade them separately, 10 and 10. So trouble is, I don't take a lot of trades, so I tend to wait for more obvious ones. So I'm quite all right trading them really, or as a lump sum. But I wouldn't want to go more than 10, just in case anything goes tits up with rhythmic once in a blue moon. Oh, have you not got a cop? Oh, I thought you had one. Yeah, whatever you do, mate. Get the when you get one, get the Replicanto one. I don't have any issues with that, I got to say. It served me well, that one. I did start off with the Apex one, and it was crap, but they have updated it, so in all fairness, I couldn't comment on it now, but the thing is that I've been using Replicanto now for maybe 7 or 8 months, and it works brilliantly, and you get regular updates as well. I'm getting updates, couple of 3 updates a month, so they do tend to look after it. So channel down, maybe a small overshoot there, so maybe, so I'm just going to be a bit careful about going short here. Whether it'll make a difference or not will be Replicanto for sure. Make sure your code. I appreciate that, mate. I always use yours. FIFE, nice and simple. You make a lot of money out of me lately. The amount of evaluations I've been going through. So, is this coming down? I'm not so sure. That overshoot is making me a little bit nervous, so I'm probably not going to take anything anyway. So we got a little push up sideways. I'll be looking for a short up here, I would. But as I say, because of that, yeah, we've got to look after each other, haven't we? We've got to look after each other. And it's nice and easy to spell, isn't it? Yeah, see, I'd want a leg up sideways, a leg up, push above that AMA and come down short. My only slight concern is that little overshoot there. Now, whether it's going to make a difference, I don't know. But we've come from the tops and we haven't hit the bottoms yet. So it's making me nervous here, so I'm probably going to sit tight anyway. I ain't taking that anyway, it's too close to the bottom. I would prefer it to break above here and then come down bearish, but because of that, I'm probably going to sit tight and not take anything. Let me just see what the NQ is doing. The NQ has definitely got a little bit of upward bias, I think. Yeah, have a look. Ever so slightly. Sean, how you doing, mate? You have been passing your evals in one day. Correct, mate. You use the Alpine strategy. For passing them, no, mate. I will do. The one I did earlier, I took... I think I took that short there and something else. I can't remember. Was it? I can't remember. But no, I will do. I will do the what do you call it? What's it called? I'll tell you now. OCO order comes up there. So if you click a buy order up here and a sell order and bring it down close just before the news, if it shoots up and hits the buy order, cancels the short, and the theory is it pushes up, hits your 6.25 points and passes your evaluation, and vice versa as well. So it's that OCO order. Just means, if anybody doesn't know, one cancels the other. So if you go long, you know, if we're like 10 seconds away from the news, and you put a buy order there and then a sell order there, effectively, if it's good news and it shoots up, clicks your buy order, cancels your short, and pushes up for 6 points. That's the theory. I think well, from what I've been looking at over the last couple of weeks of news, it works pretty well. As opposed to having two evaluations going long on one and short on the other. Generally, then you're gonna win one and lose one, but at least having the one account with the one OCO order, it rules out that second loss, and you've only got one on the plate. But I mean, if it goes back to 7 days, then I may not. I may just trade it. We'll see. But if it's a 1 day pass, then I'd rather just get it done and dusted, because I did one earlier. See, I can trade on a PA tomorrow, so I don't mind doing it that way. So, how are you, mate, anyway? Are you all good? Let's just put that there like that. So whether there is something, whether that overshoot is on my mind. See, it was another reason why I wasn't comfortable with going short there. It touching there, close enough there, and it does pop out a little bit. So yeah, I'll be on to 7 PAs tomorrow. For some reason, well, I know what the reason is, but my emotions have just come into check. They're just not affecting me now. When I take a loss or even 2 losses in a row, it's not affecting me. It's completely stopped. My hope was it was going to in the first at some point, but it's ever since I decided to buy that piece of software, although I never actually got round to buying it, that Guardian Angel, I just started to relax. I felt like I had an answer, a way of not messing up, you know, and ever since I've done that, it's just stopped. So it took 2 trades to pass eval today. I took 2 or 3 trades, yes. Trade in 5 to 10 contracts. But my plan is to do it the news. We just didn't have any news today, that's all. I think there's some news tomorrow. Thought I only took 1 trade. You must be trade. Yeah, 10 contracts. Yeah, I took about 2 or 3 trades. Let me have a look here. Yeah, it's clearly ranging, no argument there. I just want something a little bit... something nice. Alright, sorry, I'm just waffling a bit today. Yeah, I tend to take traps when I... that bar there, I took a trap. As soon as it broke above there, I sold that and it came down. There's another one I took here as well. That one there, I went short above that bar there and it came down. I had a stop, the profit right there, but when it came down once and went up and it came down a second time, I got out one tick. Because I was pretty sure that was going to get stopped out because it looked like a weak position. It did hold in the end anyway, but I think I bought above there and I got out about there, but it's like 2.5 points. So you do that twice, you're a point away from passing the evaluation. So it's pretty quick. It's risky, obviously, but I don't mind a little bit because if you get it right, you can be trading another PA tomorrow. But I do like the news way of that OCO order. At least that way you only need, because ordinarily without that OCO order, you either got to go long or short. You know, you can't have the option, you can't have it both ways, but with that OCO order you can. The only slight downside is sometimes the market will shoot in one direction for a little bit and then come back. So if it does push up, trigger you long, it could come down and stop you out. So that can happen, but the good thing about news, you either win it or lose it straight away, and you can get on with it. But it's definitely more in your favour. I think it's 75% chance you're going to pass it. So that's what I'm guessing anyway. Yes, if I was trading evaluation, I'd be inclined to go short there at the top of that. Because that bullish bar to me looks like a weak position. And maybe just go for 2 points there. If I took that long, I'd expect to be stopped out to that far from the EMA. So there you go, quick 2 points. You get that a lot, to be fair. Whenever you get a weak bull bar in an uptrend, I just, on an evaluation, I just go short 2 points. You do that 3 times and you pass. Look, went back for a lot more than 3 points. If you take it to there or below that, well, there you go. I mean, look what was available. But even if you shorted that and you got out right there, because if that triggers and comes down, it's going to break below that bar one way or the other. So if you put it there, maybe one tick below the bar, sometimes it'll break with a tick and then push up. But I mean, look, there's one more tick there, and you're halfway there on that evaluation. So it's effective. That is, if I took that, if I went long, now we're in a trend, you can clearly see that. But if I took a long there, that far from the EMA, I'd expect to lose that trade. So why not short it? Now, I wouldn't do it on a PA account, but on an evaluation, I got a pretty good idea it's going to come down. I have a feeling it's going to be a hard trading day today because it does seem like it's going to be like this for a chunk of the day. Let me have a look. I was going to say it's a tight range actually, but it's not, is it? There is some movement in it. It's 19 points from top to bottom. So as far as ranges go, well, having said that, it's actually working in this area, isn't it? From ear to ear. So it's about 15, just over 15. But the bit that's making me nervous is every time we come down here, we're bouncing at a different level, so it just makes it harder. If we're bouncing here every time, it makes taking along from here a lot more straightforward, but when it's bouncing at every different place, just below that reversal from earlier, yeah. So yeah, when we came down with that little overshoot, are we going to come down again before we hit these highs? It's going to be an hard day today, I think. I only need one. Well, I'm about $60 off one payment, so I've got that one just set at a single contract. But I'm not in a rush. I can't even submit an order until the 1st, so I've got about another week left. So I might as well not rush it. Well, obviously I don't want to rush it, but I'm not in a rush to take a trade. So, break, new high. So, that overshoot has caused it to go up a little bit. Let's have a look. So, yeah, every time it comes down, it's bouncing at a different place. So it's hard to trust it today. We had that little overshoot there, which created, well, I think anyway, we created it push up. We didn't have a break and a new low. Well, this may be it, but did you get any payouts this month? I did, mate, yes. Was it this month or the end of last month? I can't remember now. Let me think. Yes, it was this month. It was the beginning of this month, yeah. One payment, mate, $2,000. $60 off another payment as well, so hopefully, yeah, thanks, mate. So hopefully they might tend to increase now in volume, maybe 2 to 4 at a time, something around there anyway. All I know now is the emotions that were controlling me when I lost 1 or 2 trades were causing me to blow up accounts. I could not, if I lost 2, going back a month or so, if I lost 2 trades in a row, that'd be it. I'd be doomed. I'd be on a spiral. I'd finish the stream straight away and I'd go click, 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 click it 5 times and go in for 10 contracts and try and scrappily get it back in 3 or 4 ticks. That's what I'd do. I wouldn't be able to control it. But now I can lose a trade or 2 trades in a row and be perfectly fine and finish at the end of the day. So that was the thing that was stopping me. So I've been trading long enough now to be able to win more trades and make money. So making money wasn't so much of a problem. It was just keeping it. And it, you know what it's like when we're winning trade after trade after trade, and we got 6, 8. I had 14 winning trades in a row a month and a half ago. And then I lost 2 trades in one day. First trade I lost, second one. A lot of the times, if those emotions kick in, the chance of having another loss straight after a loss jumps up dramatically. And I had 2 losses, and then it just spiraled. Traded after the news. I'd say maybe 2 or 3 times in 10 you get lucky and you might get it back. But as soon as you do that, as soon as you revenge trade, it's a matter of time. You're a ticking bomb. But fortunately, my emotions have just come in check and it's not affecting me. So I foresee now a slow build up, nice and steady, 1 trade a day. I'm happy with 1 trade a day. In fact, I'd rather do 1 trade a day. I'd rather sit patiently, wait for 1 trade and then just finish. I think 1's a good number. It's not that difficult to find 1 good setup in a day. In fact, trading the last couple of weeks have been really, really good. my bread and butter trades have been triple tests, which is something I never really bothered with. I always stuck with the mainly, I think, the higher lows and lower highs, but the triple tests have been really accurate and just so reliable. So they work really well for me. It was a triple test I took yesterday. I'm glad to see Marco marked it as well. Where was it? Where was it? I can't remember where it was now. Triple test. Ah, that was it there. Triple test. We came down 1, 2, 3, and it came down eventually. I got it on a limit order, really. A tick below, it came down for 3.75 points. When it came up and triggered above that bullish bar there, I took it about down here. So I was in 3 or 4 ticks early, and I took that for 2 points. So yeah, push down. One attempt to go high. Second attempt. Not only that, we were trapping longs there. That is always nice to see. Nice big bullish trigger. 1, 2, 3, and that came down and eventually stopped that out and came down for about 3. I mean, I got in out for 2 points, but I was out a bit earlier because I took a limit order, and I see Marco took it as well. So it's always nice to know. But yeah, triple tests have been really accurate for me lately. So there is a second entry short there, but I'm not interested. It's complete congestion. That is something similar to this. If you'd have took a short there, that one or something there, it pushed up. So mind you, having said that, there was quite likely an overshoot there. So this may come down, but it's completely congested. So I'm just staying out of this. It's just not worth it. Well, every time we come down here, we're not consistent. It's just bouncing in different places. So it could finish there and push up, or it could come right down to here. It may come somewhere in the middle, or it may break out. There is a triple touch there. Oh no, maybe not. Why did you like the first eval trap you took? Why did I? That one there. Because we'd had a leg down. I don't know, really, to be fair. I just, as it started to push down, I just liked it. Because we got a leg down and a bit sideways, I thought there was a fair chance. The markets generally move in twos, don't they? But don't get me wrong, mate, I wouldn't have taken that on a PA account. But I kind of like the traps. If you can spot where there's likely traps. Same with that. There was another one here somewhere. That one as well. It never broke below it, but that's how... I wouldn't expect that to work from there. And it came down and it did hold just by a tick. There was something else, that one as well. That was another trap as well. I'd have traded that on an evaluation as soon as it broke above there because it looks like a weak position. What I find is weak positions tend to get stopped out. Now, we do seem to be working up there. But that to me is just floating between these tops and the EMA, and that to me is a weak position. You guys wouldn't have taken that. I wouldn't have taken that, but somebody did. And it broke above there and came straight down. So trades like that, I expect to get stopped out. So it makes sense to sell them as soon as they close. And you'd have got two, even if you'd have got. I mean, if I was going to short that one, I'd expect it to break below the bottom of that stem. So if you manage to get in right on the nail and got out there, even if you'd have left it there, I tend to. On the odd occasion, see, sometimes it can tick below there and then push up. So I think if I'm going to short that, the best place to have that is right at the bottom, because chances are if it's a trap and it gets stopped out, it's going to break one tick below there, and as it does, your trade's automatically triggered. So I mean, you're a quarter of a tick off half you're a quarter of a tick. If you trade that 10 contracts, don't get me wrong, if you're trading 10 contracts, you can blow a lot. You're going to blow some. But I do tend to like those type of trades when because I don't think a lot of people take them, but I see these traps and these weak positions all the time. So there is a higher low there. I'm staying out of this because it may trigger you and come down. So it's just making me nervous not knowing where the bottom is. Is it here? Is it here? So I'm just sitting tight. Let's see, looking on that NQ, we got a channel down. And that to me looks like two legs up. So there's a bearish bar there which is triggered, so that may come down. It looks like two legs, doesn't it? So I ain't going long here, just based on that looks more bearish. I don't know where, well, obviously it pushed up, but I don't like what I'm seeing at the moment. It's a bit hard to read. And it's clearly just chopping up and down, isn't it? We're getting a little bit of consistency at the top, mind you. Having said that, these couple of times it's been up there, but that hasn't. And look, the bottom, we're here, we're up a little bit higher, we're lower, we're right out the bottom. Pivot as well, like to enter short under those pivots on a limit, yeah. So many different ways. You're seeing these weak positions trapped. I mean, you've got a leg down there and a bit of sideways, so it's like a reverse bullish bar. It's like a reverse bull flag. We come down, we go sideways, we come down. We see this all the time. We go up, we go sideways, we go up. So I'd expect that to come down. So we got a leg down and a bit of sideways. I'd expect that to come down. So I look for a bar that I think I'm going to get stopped out. And if I took that, I'd be convinced I would lose that trade. So if you just wait for it to trigger above and then you short it, and even if you put it right at the close of it, you're up 3.25 points if that works. I find these are more accurate sometimes than some of the trades we do. Because as we know, these weak positions get weeded out. It's cheap liquidity, that is. And you can see them all the time. There's one there. There was one here. Same again, a week long. Going long there, that close to the highs and that far from the EMA is asking for trouble. If you're going to go long, you've got to do it back at the EMA, really. EMA or trend channel or whatever. So for me, that is, if that triggers, it's getting stopped out. Same again. That is not a strong. It's a big bar, but look where it is. Would you want to go longer that far from the EMA? Now, I think that probably worked for a bit, didn't it? Maybe 1.25, but it came down and it got stopped out. And then as soon as it got stopped out, it went up again. So any of these bars like this long or short down here that just look weak, they've got a habit of getting stopped out. Yep, Sam's up another trade. He's taken that one. He must have just got some points there. How far did it go? How the hell did he manage to get 2 points out of that? He must have gotten on a limit order there. Trouble is, it barely goes, doesn't it? And then gets stopped out. Yeah, it's hard to trade, this stuff is. I've had to learn to be patient during this stuff because so many times I'll be looking for entries and I'll end up getting chopped up. Okay, we've got a little bit of consistency at the top. Not that there's anything I would have taken. I wouldn't have taken that. I prefer it to push out, really, and then come back. There's nothing I'd have taken at the bottom, because you don't know where the bottom is. Watching here as well, yeah. I don't know how many times I'd be taking trades in this. Now, don't get me wrong, if there's setups and that, it's okay, but it's not actually a terrible range, just because we have got some distance from the top to bottom, so there is 15, nearly 16 points there, so we have got some distance, but so many times this is where I'd lose a chunk of my trades traded in this. I'd be traded in the middle, and you do learn. You do learn to just stay out of it, really, because your trades are so much more riskier when it's like this. Ideally, really, when it's like this, I'd wait for a bearish bar there, and then maybe a lower high, and obviously a leg up with a break, so a couple of legs up, so at least then if the first leg is in a channel and we've had a break of it, we've got 2 legs up. I like it to push above here because, this sort of area, there's going to be. This is where short traders are going to take their shorts, aren't they? You're going to have orders above this line, maybe somewhere around about there. So every time it hits these areas, that's when it tends. It turned there. So I think it's always better to let it have a break and then come back. So as it pushes up, it picks up some sell orders and comes back. But even so, I wouldn't wait then. I'd wait for the lower high and make sure I had enough room to the EMA. Because I used to avoid these types of trades like the plague because I was crap at them. But I did spend some time studying them, and I noticed they're a lot more reliable when obviously we haven't had it here, but let's say that was the top when we get a bullish bar and it triggers. So if that was right at the top, that's the type of trade I wouldn't mind taking. It's always good to trap bull bars at the top of these, long traders at the top of these, because as you come down, 1, you've got the sellers, 2, you've got the liquidity from the stops of the longs, so that gives it that a little bit of extra momentum. So I just found that we've obviously been talked a lot about it lately, that there has been a lack of setups. Now, like probably most of you guys, my bread and butter trades really have been maybe not so much second entries, but more higher lows. But we've really been struggling. So I've been, I've said, well, I've got to, start to take some of the other trades. Mac raves about trading days. He loves them, range days. He just shorts the top and buys the bottom. But obviously, you've got to know how to read what's going on up here, and that's where I've lacked. But I am better at it, and I also used to avoid triple tests as well, because I was crap at them, but I am. They seem to be my bread and butter lately. Triple tests, they've become quite lucrative. So, it is good to have lots of different strings to your bow, because if we do lack a certain type of setup, which we have lately, second entries have almost disappeared, and high lows, you've got to start, you've got to have some other setups available in your arsenal. And it's been working well for me. So let's have a look. See, this is where I'll be looking for a triple test short, because we've had a little channel with a break. So I would say there's probably traders looking to go long there. So there may be some traders in there, second entry long. For me, that's a weak position, I think. One, it's below the EMA. Two, it's got stopped out now anyway. So I'll be looking for a trade to go short, which should pick off things like that. Unfortunately, there was only really sort of once and twice. There was no triple test, really. That will be the first one. That will be the second. I would want it to come up here, really. But it's always nice to have trades like that, which is likely going to have longs in there because of the second entry long. We've got a channel up. Second entry long. Triggered. Once it comes down there, it gives it a little bit of momentum. But unfortunately, we only had 2 attempts to go higher, not 3. Akitri, how you doing, buddy? So, leg and a leg. So we've got this channel. We've had a push up. There's a new low. I mean, there's technically a new low there anyway, but perhaps it just needed a little bit more. I was ready to short there, but no good. Yeah. I was waiting for the triple test. I put that line in there. That one I consider it, and that one as well. Another go up there would have been nice. And then obviously down to the bottom. So leg and leg, is this a place to go long? I don't think it's a bad area. I tend to avoid this first one. I tend to wait for the higher low. But I don't think that's a bad call off there, to be honest with you, back up to the EMA. I'd be surprised if that got stopped out. I would say that's not a bad trade to go there, just for maybe, 6 ticks up to that EMA. But I don't take the first one. I tend to wait for the higher low. But I'd expect that to get 6 ticks. So maybe that's going to trap some shorts there. Let's see what happens. So we got a leg and a leg. My only slight concern is we've got these tops are starting to go down. I don't think it's a major issue. That's why I always wait for the higher low. Still not ready to take a trade yet. Just at the moment. It's just something I don't like about this. That's not what you want to see. It may go up, but for me, this looks like it's looping down a little bit, so I think that's maybe a touch risky. This might be looking a little bearish now. High or low? Oh, you're on about that one there, are you? Yeah. I stayed out of that one just in case we trigger and come down and make a new low from this, because I wasn't convinced at the time whether we'd had a breakout of that channel, but yeah, I see what you mean. That high low, yeah. So that would make me nervous now. Look what we're doing. We're making lower lows, lower highs. So let's see if it manages to break below there or there. Yeah, so the higher low would have been taken out, and that one as well. So we made a good call there to leave that. Now, Max says he loves trading ranges. He just buys the bottoms and shorts the tops. Well, look how many times. Once, twice, 3 times. Nice big bullish bar there and a higher low. Triggers you, stops them both out. So that's a reason why I wait for the higher low. But by the time that higher low came, I didn't like what I was looking at, and this looked bearish to me. We've had a touch, and a touch. So that looks to me like a possible downtrend, which is enough to keep me out of a long trade there. So you get to notice these areas where you're likely to get trapped, and this to me just had trap written all over it. I did wonder whether that one would hold, because if this is a downtrend, we're right at the bottom here, but we're actually moving away from that line. So I thought that the stop may hold there. I thought it may trip that one out and then push back up, because we do seem to be losing a bit of momentum, but bearish imbalance. Yeah, there does seem to be, doesn't there? It is confusing, because if you look here, the bottoms are going from here, up a bit, up a bit, up a bit, and then they sort of level out. So you're thinking, are we starting to push up maybe? Are we starting to get a little bit? But that's the trouble with trading tops and bottoms of ranges. It's all right if they're in at the same place every time, but look here, they're higher, very similar, then a bit lower. But yeah, this to me looked like a little bit of a channel there, which is what kept me out of a long trade there, and rightly so. But the more you get trapped in there, the better you get at reading it, and just something straight away, I didn't even have to think about that trade. Something just felt dangerous about it. You know, although it's a nice bullish bar, we did push up, we come back. See that bearish bar? There's you traders may be thinking, oh look, we've triggered the bearish bar, now we're pushing up. Yeah, so we got a nice bullish bar off the bottom and a higher low. Yeah, that's definitely going up, and all of a sudden you're jumping, it triggers you, comes down and stops out that one and that one. The markets are really, really mean, I think. They say, when you start reading about psychology and they go, don't think the market's out to get you because it's not. I absolutely disagree, because the market is looking for weak positions. And the traders, which are you're getting into weak positions, are inexperienced traders. So for me, the market that's exactly what it's out to get you. I mean, you can't, it's obviously not personal, but yeah, unfortunately, we're doing, most of us guys are doing the sensible thing by trading evaluations, where technically we're on a sim, we're not really giving money to the markets, but there will be guys out there with quite large incomes, from whatever job they're doing, and they decide to take up trading, and they jump straight into a real life market, and they are donating. I don't see myself as a donator. I see myself as paying for an education. I'm not sure. Sometimes I feel they can see what I'm doing. Yeah. that comes with a territory paranoia. I get that as well. Yeah, I have wandered. Yeah, I know sometimes, when you revenge trade, it doesn't seem to matter what you do. Market go as soon as you jump in on the revenge trade, market automatically seems to go against you. It doesn't matter what you do. So, and I'm thinking, how is that possible? Because I suppose it's because of the way you think when you're revenge trading. But yeah, it is a funny old business, isn't it? I mean, there are times where I've felt depressed, really low, out of control, like I'm throwing money at it. And it has concerned me. Am I ever going to be able to do this? Am I completely the wrong personality? So there's so much stuff that goes through your head. Higher low off the overnight lows. So far, the EMA was a good trade. Off the overnight lows, the higher low. Where are you on about, mate? You're on about somewhere here, are you? Higher low off the overnight lows, far from the EMA. You're on about one of these, are you? The one that just happened, higher low. A higher low? You mean lower high? I took it and got stopped. Oh, I see what you mean. You took the higher low. Oh, I see. Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't realise you said you got stopped. Yeah. I don't like this, which is why I left it. Now, don't get me wrong. You've heard me say 100 times I hate picking tops and bottoms, but I am getting better at them. Now, that doesn't seem too bad. But if I'm going to take a higher low, I would prefer it up here somewhere. But this, to me, just all of a sudden looked bearish. We've got a touch. It's clearly daisy chaining down, so which was a reason I didn't get in there. And not only that, it is a little bit congested. Even without that sort of, it's a little bit congested, isn't it? And then obviously once you see that bar there, it's stacking up. But I think that another reason that kept me out of that is this. We do seem to be, well, I mean, look how nice that top's fitting, and same again, we pushed up again and then we started to come down some more. So this was looping down. Eric from Top Picks said something. Learn not to predict the future, but take the setups at key entry points with the context without predicting. Yeah, absolutely. Or something like that. Yeah, it makes sense, yeah. I like to predict where I think the market's going, just so I can understand. It helps me understand what traders are thinking, But obviously, yeah, we need to know what direction the market's going to know whether we take a long or a short, and then, yeah, ultimately take a setup at the key entry points. But yeah, absolutely. I think sometimes I think I overcomplicate things. I've got a really active mind. My brain feels like it works at 1.5 speed, so I probably think a little bit more than I probably should. What I will say is what I find I'm doing less now is looking at the NQ and just relying on setups, because the NQ has saved me from getting into bad trades, but it is nice just to have that other opinion. But we're getting exactly the same picture on the NQ. It's got that sort of looping down effect. But yeah, things like with triple test, I find triple tests, I don't get any value from looking at the NQ when I'm taking triple tests. As long as, we're pushing down and then we're making 1, 2, 3 attempts to go higher, that's when I, kind of look for shorts. And, there was nothing here really, but But that seems to be where a lot of my trades are at the moment. Triple test, they're really lucrative. When you get them, that next move we get seems to work really strongly. So, you know, you can get in and out of them quickly. But yeah, second entries, there's not a lot of them lately. I mean, there's a second entry short there, but that to me, regardless, even if I think it's coming down, it's still too far from that EMA, really. We need to get up to this EMA. Ideally, the top of that needs to touch this channel and the body needs to sit below there. If I'd have seen that, I may have even taken that one because it is looking a bit bearish. But if I'm not sure, the simplest thing to do is just to stay out of it. You know, I've mentioned a lot of times, I am happy if I can get 3 clear winners in a week. I am chuffed to bits with that because it gives me around about $600, which over a month is over $2,000, and that's only 3 trades. Now, let's say it's an absolute crap month and you only earn half of that. It's still $1,000 per month times the amount of accounts. You have 10 accounts on an absolute shit month. You can still be earning $10,000 with just 10 accounts. So I try and weed out a lot of the crap, and I'm happy if I take 1 trade a day. I'm happy to completely finish there. I'm happy. I'm done. I know in my mind I'm happy to walk away on that. I tend to stay anyway because 1, it gives me more screen time, and 2, in case you do see an absolute sitter. So it bounces just above reversal. 2 minutes before yesterday's market close. Yeah. Yeah, you do get used to. You do get, you know, I can imagine how good Mac is at reading this. How do you trade without using the crosshairs? I can't do it. Crosshairs. I'm not sure what you mean there, bud. Crosshairs. You might have to elaborate a touch. Crosshairs. Do you know something? There may be a triple test there. 1, 2, 3, maybe. Trouble is, my slight concern about going short is we've broken out of this range, and as we know, most breakouts fail. So I'm staying out of that. It's also a hidden second entry short, that is. My slight concern is we've broken out of this and we push back in, which is why I stayed out of that trade. So if you'd have got in there, what would you have got out of it? You'd have probably got 1.5 points. Yeah, you would have done. I mean, it may come down some more to 2 points. As long as I'm out before those bodies, that's fine. It may work. You know, 1, 2, maybe 3. There's probably about 4 there, but we are also trapping some longs there, say, who may be going long back into this range. But because we've been in this range and we've broken out of it, as we know, most breakouts fail. So whether it will or not, because we've got this channel, but let's see if that makes 2 points. I guess it's going to, yeah, it would have done. Okay, so there is a triple test there. I didn't notice it really until it was probably already started working down. It's not one of the nicest looking ones. 1, 2, 3. I'd have preferred that a little bit higher and that bearish bar a little bit stronger. It was probably quite a low risk as well, I'd suggest. Tick below it and a tick above it. Yeah, 2 points. That's pretty low in the grand scheme of things. If you look at your tool panel at the top, you were using the cursor. Oh, okay. You're on about having that type of thing, yeah? You're on about having that, yeah. Crosshairs. You took it, put it reverse, lower target, and got out quickly. Yeah, sometimes they do, don't they? But if you notice, it reversed, then ticked above. Yeah, I mean, as scalpers, certainly from my point of view, if I get into a short ear, I like to get out on that first push before it comes back, because as soon as it starts to come back, you get that horrible feeling in your guts, don't you? But I think most of the time you can get out for 2 points before it comes back. I think you probably could there. Yeah, I mean, if you took it a tick below there, you'd have been out for 2 points, but there's a lower high there. So I think we may get a really strong push down now. We've made a few attempts to come back into this range. There is a shorter term trend there, downtrend you don't have drawn. The shorter term downtrend there you don't have drawn. Are you on about something like this, are you? There. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I agree with that. So a break. Hidden second entry short. Yeah, yeah. I didn't even think about that, to be fair, mate, because I noticed this. The bigger channel, so we got a leg up, and we need to get back up here, really. But this is that. That is why I took it. Ah, okay, right, I got you. So, yeah, so we got a break. So technically, then that's a hidden second entry short after the break, and a triple test. So even more reason to go short. I think the only reason I didn't take that is, regardless of this, is because we're going sideways, and I've heard, you know, Max say a dozen times most breakouts will fail. So this is a breakout, so I'm expecting this naturally to at least attempt to get back in. So I would want it really to start pushing against the bottom of this channel before I think about going short. Having said that, this is starting to look like it might be building into a nice channel down. But really, with the exception of here, it's kind of like a perfect range, isn't it? But yeah, I see what you mean there. So yeah, hidden second entry short and a triple. Well, I say triple 1, 2, 3. It was like 4, wasn't it? I prefer it when we get a push up with a one bearish bar, a push up with a second bearish bar, and a push up with a third bearish bar. That was a little bit different, but yeah, I get it. Channel down. Looking touch, touch, touch. Looking nice, and then a break. Trouble is, some of these breaks, we have a break and they tend to piss around here for 20 minutes nowadays before they make a new low. But yeah. Yeah, it had quite a bit going for it, that did actually. Not only that, it touched the EMA, closed below there, triple test, hidden second entry short after a break. Yeah. My concern is this, I keep hearing that voice inside my head, most breakouts fail. But not all of them. And not only that, we could come down and break the lows from here and then push back in. But excuse me, just for a minute. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I think I counted 2 points if you went a tick below it. A tick below it to a tick above it, 2 points maximum risk. In the grand scheme of things, 2 points nowadays is probably about definitely at the bottom part of low. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, you don't mind losing 2 points on a trade, do you? Well, I wish I could lose 2 points on a trade rather than anything, but yeah, I see what you mean. Channel down there with a break. Hidden second entry short, and also a triple, kind of looks triply test as well, and it's hit that EMA as well, and then reverse. So yeah, comfortably pushed down. Whether we're over yet or not, but if you took it a tick below there, there's your 2 points. You're easy out before they went on to make four and a bit. Yeah, the only thing that stopped me really, I did look at it, but it was kind of working as I sort of worked out, but I just have this perfect range, and it goes up and retests this and traps me, where we could have a leg up, sideways and a leg up, but with the addition of that channel drawn, that is an extra reason to get into the trade, I think, for sure. So now are we going to try and retest this? Because this looks like a bigger channel to me, but we're actually coming away. We're coming away from the bottom there, I think. So I think we're losing downward momentum. So I would like to at least try and make an effort to get back into here. You may get a hidden second entry short and it may come down, but to me, this is ringing alarm bells. The NQ isn't really, well, I gotta say the NQ isn't giving me a lot. But we've bounced here 1, 2, 3 times and we've broken below it there, so whether we're going to get a little push up to the EMA which should take this up. I would like to have a go at these, have an attempt to push up to the lows of this this range. We have a triple bottom there, perhaps a little push, yeah. See if it traps a short and then pushes up. It may just continue down, but whenever it starts to come away, now I say the bottom of a range, we've only really touched it once, but this to me, we've got a touch, and a touch, and it visually looks okay. And yeah, we've got a channel within a channel as well, but we do seem to be coming away. It's given us this type of thing. So that short there, I would be concerned that that's going to come out and break above there. It may just come down, who knows. But we do seem to be getting that sort of bowling out of, for want of a better word. But what we could do is this. So we may be coming down at another angle now. So let's have a look. That is a possibility. It's in those longs. Yeah, can't see any more longs down here now. So maybe we're coming down at that type of an angle now. Let me have a look at over the couple of days. No, that's buggered that up. Okay, that doesn't seem to be slowing down, does it? So that buggered up my idea. There's no trade there anyway, really. You could say there's a hidden second entry, but if you look at that, as somebody mentioned, there is a triple bottom there, so going short there, I think, isn't the best idea, is it? It doesn't look fantastic, does it? Regardless of whether it worked or not. So I think that's the only attempt it's probably going to make now to push into there. So it does seem like we got a channel on it. My signal bar is very bad too there. Yeah, mine's not brilliant. It's certainly got a bit of a stem on half the bar, isn't it? And we haven't trapped some longs there either, so... but there is a little triple bottom there, so there's another reason maybe to not think about a short there. You never quite know what it's going to do. You don't know it's going to do that. It could come down a couple of ticks and then push up for another leg and try and attack this. It's just trying to rule out... what's the word I'm looking for? Rule out what it's likely to not do, or... what I'm finding so much about trading now is gut feeling, isn't it? Seeing a picture. I don't tend to have to count so much now. I just get a feeling that I either like this trade or I don't. And it's just a few years of just seeing these pictures. You know, trades that win, you get a nice rosy feeling. And hey, Thomas, how you doing, buddy? And trades that lose, something just doesn't seem right. You get a feeling. I get a bad feeling now if something doesn't feel right, and I trust that feeling because it really saves my neck. Why isn't that black line highlighting? There we go. Yeah, it is getting that feeling, isn't it? How you doing, Thomas? In fact, you know what? I'm wondering whether that is more accurate. Going from there to there to here. Does that look any better? Or have I just messed it up? Touch. Let me just get rid of this. 1 minute. So, touch. Oh. I'm not sure about that. Maybe it is. Might go a bit late in the day. Excellent. Blew 2 accounts today. You didn't you? Take it slow. Which accounts were they? Not PAs, were they, bud? Always better to blow an evaluation. PAs just make me miserable. One was. Yeah, it's not fun, is it, doing that? Okay. Actually, that's better, I think. Sadly, yeah. It does that, mate. you know, anybody that's blowing PAs now, it's just the emotions getting the better of you, really. You know, for me now, I'm not doing that at the moment. Well, I say at the moment, let's say I'm not doing it anymore. But it's taken me 3 years to get to feel like now I'm in control when things go wrong. You know, I can walk away, whereas it just used to absolutely engulf me, the emotions, and I couldn't cope with them, and I'd just go mental. I'd just jump in and I would just take stupid risks. Most of the time I would go for 10 contracts and I would scrappily try to get my couple of points back, or how many I've lost. What's the indicator you show in dash line as prices go higher on the chart? Dash line. Dash line as prices go higher. You're not about that, are you, mate? That blue line there. That blue dash line there. The red one. Oh, this, sorry. That, it just shows you where the lows of the day are. And it follows down. It's here at the moment. So it just and you can see it, the current low of the day. So basically what it does is it follows the lows down. And that is part of, I'll tell you now. So I always know where the highs are, because the trouble is, if the highs are up here and they're out the frame because of whatever reason, they're out the frame, you can't see it, but it always shows me where the current high is and the current lows of the day, and that's what it is. And it just basically, every time it goes down, price line indicator, yeah, something like that. Let me have a look. I'll tell you now, and it's free as well. You'll be glad to know. I think is it called price decorator, price line. And it's not that one. Chart enhancer, I think. I'll tell you. Is it chart enhancer? Let me have a look. Chart enhancer. I think it's chart enhancer. I'll soon tell you. It's not called that. Current. Okay, yeah, current day overnight highs. Where did I get that from? I can't remember where I got it from now. Current day overnight lows. Anybody else know? Oh, I'll tell you what. It's not chart enhancer. It's Gemify, that one. Order line. No. It's not that one. It's not that one. Is it Algotech? Chart enhancer. No, it's not. It's included. Okay, it's included with Ninja Trader. So, current day overnight lows. There we go. Current day overnight lows. It's useful, that is. I thought I downloaded that, to be honest with you. Unless I did, no. Okay, yeah. So it's included in Ninja Trader. So there we go. Overnight low. Yeah. Current day overnight lows. Yeah. But it's useful. At least here, I know, because if the chart's spread out over, and the highs are hidden, you always know. Because what I used to do is draw a line at the highs and then move it up, but it automatically plots it. Every time this goes down lower, every time you can see the line there, that just keeps following its way down. This is current price, and that's the current open. So it's useful to have. We're right at the bottom now. See, that's good. So if we can get a... What's going on? Okay. We do seem to be having a channel down, don't we? So that's good news. So where could we slip up and struggle? Maybe here there is some congestion here, so is that doing anything? Yeah. So, okay. You're welcome, mate. You're welcome. I'm going to use a dash line. I thought you know what that is, surely. Okay, are we going to get lucky enough to see a second entry in this decade? Do you get the words current low? That is something to do with the settings. Let me have a look. Because you can get rid of them. Sometimes it's a bit of a pain because if price is close to here, let me have a look. It's where is it? That's it there, isn't it? There we go. Parameters. Let's just take show highs off. Apply. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, highs have gone. So you can just add them or take them away. So it's there. Yeah, these three there. So I've taken it away. If I click it, add it now. So yeah, just parameters, show high, show low, and show open. So as soon as I apply that, boom, we're back up here now. Yeah, so there we go. There we go. So it's the first three boxes you got to tick. Useful, really useful. Just a quick glance, I can tell exactly where the lows of the day are. Touch, touch, touch. Perfect touch, perfect touch. That for me looks nice. Yeah, unfortunately can't take that short. It's just too close to these lows. It is technically a failure as the count, and you may be trapping some longs there, but that's just too close to those lows to go short. If I took that, I think it's likely it's going to get triggered and stop down. It may work, it may come down, but for me, that's a risky short, that is. Well, I will say it is working on that midline, so I don't know, maybe it will work. It's just too risky. It's just too close to the lows. Got a leg up. I'd want another leg up. 1, 2, 3 triple test up here. But it's spread out, so I don't even know whether I'd take that or not. But okay, I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break. Just make a cup of tea. I like to stretch my legs. That's coming down. Yeah, it's just too risky, too close to these lows, really, for me, and too close to these lows. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I'll be about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. We're moving away from me, so we need to get up here, I think. I wonder, do we get a break here? Okay, I had a feeling we may, because we've come from right at the bottom of this channel and we're coming away from it. So when we do that, we often have a break. That's one thing I've noticed. But I would still expect to make a new low on this channel. It's such a nice fitting channel. I will still not get the words current high to appear. I have parameters ticked. I don't know, mate. Let's have that. So it's that one, isn't it? Is there any other box? Have you got that clicked visible or selected? Just make sure I've got all those boxes selected or ticked apart from auto scale. Yeah. Only shows price level with the colour green, but no words. I'm not sure, mate. Just I'll leave that on there for a second and have a look. Just make sure you've got everything. It shows all those. Let me have a look. Calculate on bar close. Make sure it's selected visible, because I think that, let me have a look, that gets the words off. Okay. So just tried visible. Just make sure it looks the same as mine. Failing that, maybe restart it or something. I can't see anything else where these are all open. They're all open. Let me just check if there's anything there. Green, gone red, but no words. Not sure, bud. Just follow my settings there and have a look. Failing that, I'm not sure. Try resetting it, restarting it, but just obviously make sure you've clicked add and all that. And, but just make sure you've got the same boxes as me. All right. My settings are exactly the same as yours. Cannot get the words. So, yeah, have a play around with it. I'm not sure, bud. I'm not sure. Maybe something a bit tighter there, but regardless of whether it's that or that, we've had a break, so I would still expect a new low. Unless we have some form of a correction, but there is like a couple of legs there, isn't there? We've got legward break and a leg. Am I looking for a lower high? Yeah, something like that, bud. Try and reinstall it. Yeah, try and reinstall it. So we've got a channel down here. No argument there. There may be a slightly tighter one coming from there, but regardless of that, that's a break for me. First break, and I would like to expect it. I would like to see it make a new low. So we've got a leg and a leg, and we've come up to, there is a bit of support along here. You can see it's just sort of hit it, cross over and come down. But I'd want something below the EMA, so whether it's a failure or a lower high or something, but I want it down here really. Close to the lows of that one. Okay, so that long, so we got to push up. So first one, that's like a failure, that is. Failed second entry short, which is triggered. So if this comes down below here, I don't think we're going up then. I'd say we're likely to come down. Now this to me looks like it's sucking in longs. We get that off them. It'll push up a little bit and get half bullish. And then we'll have another one very similar. And if you're thinking, oh, I've missed that one, let's get in again. It gives you a second crack of the whip. Now you jump in and down it comes. I'm not saying it's going to do that, but I see that all the time. We get a weak next bar. And if you don't jump in then, it gives you a little bit of a push, you know, saying, come on, jump in, you're going to miss it, and all of a sudden it comes down. That's what I think will happen. Of course, I could be completely wrong. It's sucking in longs for me. Now it'll come down. So if you didn't get in there, when you saw that start to go, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to miss it. Big push up now, a complete reversal. And then down it comes. Now down we come. Maybe this is going to tease him in with a lower high. I don't think so. This is coming down below this. This is another reason is the NQ is looking like it as well. We got a bullish bar on the NQ which is triggered, and this looks like it's coming down. This to me looks like a first break of this. We got a nice two-tier channel working there, so I think this is coming down for sure. Whether it'll be this time or not, I don't know, but that to me is an obvious place to come down and take out that, you know, anybody that may be in that trade. Channel break. 1, 2 pushes up to a new high. Bearish bar, trap in the longs. Who knows? Yeah, that's what I say that all the time. You get a weak bullish bar there, and if people aren't sure, it starts to go again and goes, come on, follow me. And I've said this before, and all of a sudden you jump in again and it comes down below there and traps you. I get the feeling it's sucking in long, saying, come on, it's this way. You're going to miss the big push up, and all of a sudden you jump in. If you don't get on this first one, you're getting on the second one, then it comes down and makes your life miserable. Should we? I think so, yeah. We usually do. Now, obviously, depends on how you view that channel, but that channel to me looks really nice. So I've got no issues that there's any prior breaks there. So for me, this is coming down. It's just a matter of finding a decent entry. But I say that so many times, it almost teases you. You know, it just gives you little moves, and if you don't get in on there, you know, it starts to push again, and then you jump in, and then all of a sudden, wham, down it comes. Not sure if we get a failure, yeah. Sometimes it just comes down, you don't even get an entry. We may not even get an entry there. Pointless having that there, I think, now. Problem is, it's so far from the EMA now. I doubt very much we'll get a pullback. I mean, I think that, you know, where we're going, I think, is relatively obvious, isn't it? I think to these lows. I don't think we're going to get a pullback now. Unfortunately, we're already at the lows on the NQC, so we've made a double. But okay, we've broken the lows on the NQ anyway. We've had exactly the same thing. And that's just it. Sometimes we just don't even get an opportunity. It just comes straight down. And it's the same thing there, really. There's nothing there. You may have taken that big bearish bar, but there's no setup for me, really. And then we just get 4 big bars in a row and down we come. Unfortunately. So now what are we going to do? It's possible there may be a bigger channel, but I'm not ready for that just yet. Shame, really. Really nice looking channel. The chance of that coming down, I think, is good, but it just went without us. Unfortunately, it does sometimes, doesn't it? I think if the picture is obvious, and it is obvious with a channel with a break, traders are just jumping in all over that, I think, aren't they? Not even a chance. I mean, we're all at the lows. We got, well, this one, then we got 3 big bars. It just, there was nothing between them, in all fairness, straight down to the lows. Yeah, there's not a lot you can do about it, really, is there? 1, 2, 3. 3 bars from here, and we're already here. Just came down 8.5 points right to the lows, and that's it, done and dusted. It's just one of those things, isn't it? There's nothing here, really. I mean, if you did take that, you'd be taking a punt, really, wouldn't you? I don't know, you may. I suppose you could. It depends how you trade, really, wouldn't you? I think if you were going to take something, probably one tick below there probably wouldn't be the best option. There's a failed second entry short there. I wouldn't be going long there, but someone will be. But as it ticks up, once it breaks below there, that was it, wasn't it? Straight down. But you don't know it's going to do that. Sometimes it starts to go like this, doesn't it? Sometimes it will come up again a couple of times and then sort of loop down. You never quite know how it's going to come down or how quick. So channel down with a break, possibly second entry short. Is there a bigger channel though? That's the key. If we've got a bigger channel, then yeah, we could have a second entry short. Helps you know that you're reading the market. Yeah, that's why I talk about it. I talk about what I think. You know, a lot of people say, yeah, but you don't need to know what the market's going to do. Well, you do. I need to know that the market's likely going to go down because then I look for a short. I had a message from someone. He said, you keep saying the market's going to do this, the market's going to do that. It doesn't really matter. Well, it does. Because I need to know where I believe the market's going to go so I can trade accordingly. So we've got a touch, maybe a small touch there. Are we coming down? Is there a bigger channel? Possibly. But it does help you. You know, knowing what happens does help you understand price. Triple test is a bit down here. Yeah, I just, for me, I just can't think about going along there, really. Because there may be a bigger channel. I don't know. I wouldn't like to go short just yet. We've had a break of this channel and a new low, so I want to give it a little bit of time. If it starts to work down again, then maybe, see, that channel could work as well. Now, we've only really touched it twice, but we could still work in it. I mean, we touched at the bottom, so, you know, I think it's certainly feasible. Let's just make that a bit darker so at least we know where we stand there. So we've had that channel, clearly, and a break. Whether there's there may even be a tighter channel there, going from there to there. That's possible as well, but it's irrelevant either way. We've had a break out of both channels. So it's just seeing now where we're going. You know, we could reverse. You know, that you come back later and we may end up, you know, having a bigger range. It's not unheard of, is it? If we continue up now, it's a range day, isn't it? At the moment, we got started off with a range, with a downtrend channel, but it's closing here. You can see there's some resistance there and some support there, so it could bounce and start to work up now. Who knows, really? I just need to know where it's going to go when it breaks this. And for me, it's that neater channel. There's only one way it can go, is down. Doesn't mean it has to. But, you know, if you can get a setup in the right direction below the EMA, a little bit of a pullback there, then that would be a trade for me. Unfortunately, you know, we weren't the only one that were thinking it was going down there, because 3 bars and we're down 8.5 points. So obviously there's people selling that for sure. So we could bounce here and then go into a bigger range. But you never quite know, do you? That's the trouble. This could be a measured move from the range earlier. I haven't thought about a measured move. Is there anything here? You know, we could end up doing something like that and having something, I don't know, really. You know, I predict so much just what it's going to do in the short term, but in the overall, you never quite know what it's going to do. You know, I need to know what I think it's going to do after it breaks that, and then trade accordingly. But once that's played out, we just got to let it do its stuff then, haven't you? And try and figure out what's going on. I'm just going to get rid of that just in case it affects my thinking. Back off and measures the width of the range and add above or below same length. The width of the range. I've never heard that. So you're on about measures something like that, you mean? You're on about like that? And then like that. I've not heard that before. I'm all right, mate. How are you? All right, mate. No trades as yet. Not today, but in general, yeah, I'm good. How are you? There was a trade there that I ummed and ahed about. I wasn't 100% sure about it. It's a bit congested and I just wasn't sure at the time, but yeah, that worked right, that. You just need to click on the range and tick measured and move. I've heard that before. You need to click on. You're on about right click it. Let's have a look. Show measured move. Nothing's happened, does it? Oh, you on about okay, so it's the width from top to bottom is the width for the range, is it? Oh, okay, I got you. Okay. So currently we're below it, aren't we? Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I do, yeah. So the theory is you go from the top to the bottom, is that's the width, is it? And you're looking to sort of bounce here. See, we're below there at the moment, aren't we? Does that mean we're going to come in? I don't know. Just double click the range and it does. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, interesting. So yeah, at the moment we're below there, aren't we? So the theory is the width of this is from the top to the bottom, so that's where we hold. So channel down, 2 legs up, lower high. I'm just not going short here at the moment. It's a bit congested. We've already broke this channel, so I don't know where we're going to go. I think there is a little bit of sideways there, maybe. I've been trapped here getting into trades before, so I want to go sideways and then have a break out of it. Matt talks about it from time to time. Yeah, I seem to recall something. I seem to recall something when you said tap on it and do that. Show measured move. Okay, yeah. So that just takes it off, doesn't it? I got you. Okay. Show midline. We got midline. Alert. What's that then under? Yeah, I seem to recall something about it. So it falls here, doesn't it? So we're below it. What's happened there? A little double bottom there. That's interesting. Let's see what happens there. Hmm. There was the second entry short. A short I just noticed on the Facebook group. Joke took it. Wasn't quite bearish on mine, although it is 2 legs. Trouble is, after this and a break and a new low, you're just unsure. Now let's see what goes on. You got 3 points on the long on that one there or that one there. I'm just not sure about this. I generally don't counter trend trade because I'm not sure what's going on here at the moment. Whether there is a bigger channel, I think there may be. Possible failure trapping some shorts. See, I'm not sure whether this downtrend is finished yet or not. I'm not sure. We got a leg down. That kind of looks like a correction. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I'm not buying till it breaks. Yeah, I'm just I'm not looking for longs at the moment. It's clearly coming down at the moment until it. We need to. I think this is a bigger channel. I mean, it's. It kind of fits, doesn't it? It visually looks okay as a bigger channel. But it's going sideways, so maybe we're having a few attempts and then it's going to go down. I'm also looking at the NQ as well. That kind of looks okay, I think, where it is. Touching at the bottom, touching the bottom, touching the bottom, but we are very close to the lows here. Now, it could be that we're working down in a lower channel. Trouble is, when we do this, the bit that concerns me about going short is it decides to come up towards the top and takes out any. So at the moment, I'm just a bit unsure as to what's going on at the moment. Whether it's going to continue down or whether it's going to push up a bit. See, technically that channel works with a break, but trouble is if it keeps going down, I think what I found is as we made a new low and there was two legs back up here and that came down again, tells me that this is not necessarily going to reverse. I don't think it is just yet, but you know, ultimately I don't know, but I'm not thinking about longs just yet because it's clearly coming down. I want to see what happens when it gets towards the top of this channel. Is it going to reverse here, or is it going to, you know, bounce a few times then drop, or it could decide to push up and break out of it. There may be a bit of a triple test on the NQ there, maybe once, twice, three times. Might be a dry day today. I don't mind it. I've been quite fortunate lately. There has been quite a few setups lately, so strong support down there, yeah, but lots of stops below. So if you're going to go long here, it's going to be above there and maybe there. So we need to get down below here, don't we? If it's going to... I wouldn't want to buy here, to be honest with you. Now, although it kind of looks like a bottoming pattern, but it doesn't. It just looks like a range with a couple of legs up, and we've come down. So I'll be surprised if it doesn't break below there, because that, to me, is an obvious place to stop that out before it reverses. If it does, I don't know, to be honest. I think I'm just waffling a bit here, but I wouldn't want to take either of those trades, in all fairness. And we're going sideways and we've had a couple of legs up and now we're coming down. So I'll be surprised if we don't break below there, but ultimately I don't know. I'm not looking to go long, and I've put shorts on hold just at the moment. You know, maybe it is 1, 2, 3. Maybe it is a triple test to go long. Who knows? I just can't bring myself to go long just at the moment. Trouble is, if you get rid of that, you've had a channel with a break and a new low, and it looks like it's bottoming. So it really could push up. I really don't know. I would like to see that stopped out. I would. No, but it might not happen. No, it's going to be. There we go. Finally. Not by a lot. I'd expect stops to be quite a bit below there, so I think that'll come down a little bit more than just a tick. If you're buying that as the bottom, excuse me, you're going to have your stop a little bit further down here, aren't you? Let's go down 3, 4. It might do. Sometimes I find when it gets 2 or 3 ticks, then it moves. I think it's only sort of Pats who put it 1 tick below there as a Pats trader. But I'd expect stops to be a little bit further down here, maybe 3 or 4 ticks below. It might not even get down there. But I think it will. One tick just might not be enough. But yeah, if it gets down here, I expect it to maybe gain a little bit of speed. Leg down, correction, maybe another leg down, maybe something like this. It really could do. It could be 2 legs there. We could have a leg down there. 1, 2 legs of correction, back up to support, and down there. I wouldn't be surprised at all, especially as we've gone sideways and we've pushed up. We've seem to be hitting a bit of a hard area there. So. There we go. There's a little bit more speed there. Now, is that a triple test to go long? Yeah, I think you might be right, mate. Fake out. I don't want to go long here, but bounce, bounce, bounce. After a break of this, it could go up. I mean, if you look at the NQ, we're right at the very bottoms of that channel. If you think it's there, right at the bottoms. Well, there's definitely some support there, right the way along there. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches there. Yeah, not a huge amount of trades around today. The only one half decent one I can see, it kind of worked before I sort of figured out what was going on, really. There was another channel down there by the looks of things. I think somebody mentioned that. It actually fitted really nice, so literally a break, hidden second entry short, also a triple test. I don't know, I just wasn't focusing on that at the time. I think it kind of happened before I'd realised what was going on. So there may be a larger channel down there. It's hard to tell just at the moment. Maybe a hidden second. I'm not taking a short here at the moment. My concern is that if this is a channel, we're actually moving away from the side like this, so it could trap you and start to go sideways. So I'm just sitting tight at the moment. It's clearly congested. It's going to be one of those days today. It's all right. I've been fortunate lately with markets improved lately. Last couple of weeks we've had some half decent setups. Quite a few in some cases. Okay, I am finishing there actually. No trades today, but that's fine. I got no issues with that. Not a huge amount. That's only one I can really see. You can't take that one really because it's coming in contact with those lows, so going short into it. Although I thought those two bars may get stopped out, certainly that one, and it may come back up. So I wasn't going to take a short there, but that one I don't think was bad actually. I just had the slightly bigger channel instead of that tighter channel there, but it's a hidden second entry short, and I triple tested it. Clearly worked. So I think that's the only thing that I think I've really seen today. And when it's doing this, it's in different levels all the time. So it's you can't. Where the hell do you buy? If you buy here, if you bought that buy, it went up. You wouldn't know that though. It could trigger you and come down and bounce here. So there's no way to get in or out really there. And same at the tops. And then obviously once we hit this and we seemed like we're going down, unfortunately that was the only one I could see. You may say there's a hidden second entry short there, but I didn't like that stem. Do you know, I do think we may be getting another channel down there, and it may come rushing down. We may get a leg and a leg. The trouble at the moment, because price hasn't closed below that line. What time's that? 4:45. 4:45. It's hard. So in the last 45 minutes, price hasn't closed below that line. It's tried multiple times. Now I think it will. We seem to be finding some support there, so if it hits an area where it can't get through, it may come down, but I wouldn't go short into that anyway. Not that I don't think it's going to break below, but I don't know when it's going to do it, and you never know, it could just turn tail and push up. So dry day today, but that's fine. Sometimes it's the way it is. You know, my job is to just come here and sit and wait for an opportunity, and if there's none, then you don't take any. It's just, I've given up worrying about it now. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. In fact, if I have a day like this and I haven't taken any stupid trades and I've sat there for 3 hours, I give myself a pat on the back because I haven't jumped in stupid. My patience is a nice place now. It's taken 3 years to get here. Things seem to be well for me at the moment. My head seems a lot more stable. I'm thinking about what I'm doing. I'm not jumping in randomly. So things seem to be going well at the moment. So I am finished. So Thursday, tomorrow, 2 more days of the week. And then it is unbelievable, isn't it? We're going to be in May in about a week. It's unreal, isn't it? It really doesn't seem 5 minutes since Christmas. But there you go. So I hope you've got some green today. I'm pretty sure some of you took that. And I hope price starts to move again and you get some more setups. But failing that, I'll be back again same time tomorrow. as I say, I'm around about $60 off a payment on one of my PA accounts. I got another PA account going live tomorrow, so that'll be 7. So I'm not rushing, and I've only got that one that's due a payout. $50 up, just set up one contract, so there's no point in pushing me luck. So I'll leave it there. So have a good day, have a great evening, stay safe, and I'll see you all again tomorrow. And we'll see if we can get a trade or two in tomorrow. So bye for now.